G'day, today we're going to have a look at the weekly challenge. This one is set in Los Angeles. So we have this weekly challenge for the 17th of January. We have unlimited bridges, which is obviously exactly what you need for Los Angeles. All destinations are much busier. It can only one upgrade is offered. So definitely that one upgrade, I would imagine, would be the difference between those at the very, or higher up on the list, as opposed to those that might not be so lucky. At least they're not going to keep offering you bridges, which I think is one of the big issues I had the last time. I didn't have much say in what I was getting. At least bridges are just out of the equation because you can't get any more than you've already got. So that's exciting. So, we speed things up. Yep. I do enjoy Los Angeles. I think it is my my favorite of the maps. To enjoy Los Angeles just as a city in general as well. It's very spread out, but plenty to do. Once, I'm not sure if I've said this before. Once my wife won a trip to Los Angeles. So we live in Melbourne, and we had. She was told she won the trip at 10:30 in the morning on Thursday morning. So at 10:30 a.m. Thursday, she was told she won a trip where we needed to be in LA on Monday. And so we were going to be in, and what she asked was, well, if we go on for a few days, can we extend that out and we pay for the extra days? And yes, that was fine. So we were flying on Monday. We found out on Thursday. Not only did she need to get leave approved at that sort of short period of time, I had to get leave approved, and we had to find someone to babysit our 1.5-month-old child for that period. And amazingly, the stars aligned, and it all came to pass. And that was really fun. I can definitely say it's a unique experience to have a holiday where you only just discovered you're about to have it. And especially because it happened so fast, you had this sort of mindset of like, well, this may not be real. I mean, we could possibly go to the airport and they just say, oh, no, sorry, there's been a mistake. These tickets aren't real. At which point I would have said that since we'd organized everything, we would have just gone to Hong Kong or something. We would have like at least made a trip of it. But no, it was real. And so the idea of you have a week to spend in a city, but you have 2 days notice that you're going to be holidaying there. Now, luckily for me, that LA was one of the few cities in the world where I already had a list of things that I hadn't yet got to in recent trips to the US. So what we did was, what did we do? So we went to, say, Pasadena. We went to the Getty. I think I've said before, I'm a Rams fan, and at the time, SoFi Stadium didn't exist, so we went and checked out the Coliseum. We went to Disneyland for a day. Like, I went to there's a, next to La Brea, there's a museum there. We went to that. We also went to the car museum that's in that sort of vicinity as well. Definitely got a lot done. And that made for something really cool, that you could just sort of, on such a whim, just make so much of a week. Now, I think I will leave these two yellow guys attached because all of their houses are very... Yeah, let's pause for a second because this guy's going to get in trouble. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to divide these houses up a little bit more so then they're not slowing each other down as they run into these this roundabout. So let's run that guy that way, and then we'll have this guy just go in there. A little bit of a waste of road when we've got so little of it, but okay. So what we're going to do is get rid of that. No, we're going to have to keep that, and we will take advantage of our unlimited bridges and swing in there. Not ideal, but oh, And alternatively, then what we could do is flip these two guys around, have them come in there, get rid of that. Because these guys are closer to him, get rid of that, and put them on there. Yeah, it's a bit better. I mean, they're slowed through this section, but... Curious too, she won a trip to go to the set of... I'm drawing a blank. What was the name of that show? Sorry. Especially when I'm doing something else, my Thomas Middleditch show. Silicon Valley, that's right. We wanted, yeah, won a trip to the set of Silicon Valley. And got to meet Kumail Nanjiani, Mike Judge, Thomas Middleditch, Martin Starr, guy that played Jared. Very cool. Got to go on the sets, obviously. Got to sit there and watch Kumail do a scene. So we're sitting. So imagine Mike Judge and that are sitting in his director's chairs and stuff in front of us, and then we're sitting behind them watching it. It was definitely a very surreal trip. And for anyone who is a Mike Judge nerd out there, I was wearing when we did the set visit, I was wearing a what was his name? An Office Space t-shirt. The name of the IT company from Office Space. Which also escapes me at the moment. Inter something. And I got complimented by both Mike Judge and Kumail Nanjiani for that one, so... That little geek part of me was quite excited. Alright, so... These houses here we kind of need, because this guy's operating off two... operating two different warehouses. There's a lot about this I don't like, and we've got to figure it out. So, let's pause for a second, and let's rebuild what's going on over here. So firstly, what we're going to do is turn all of these guys around, and we're going to make ourselves a little hub. Unfortunately, there's no way to slot a roundabout in here, unless we stole that roundabout. So let's just have a look at where we can fit this. That's about as good as we can get. Can't get a roundabout anywhere else for these guys. We'll just give them their one back. And what we'll do is we'll put a motorway from there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that and that. And... that just overshoots from the other side. Alright, let's put that there. We'll put a set of lights on it. And they're so close to it too. Such a weird angle that that's sitting on. Try that. Such a little hop that they're doing. Get over there. It means that these guys are separated and those guys won't risk sort of going around the other way. Get this guy going too. And we'll reconnect all these guys. Not the prettiest connections there. There's no point in having that guy come so low, really. Or that guy. That roundabout's almost near pointless at that point with that looking like that. Alright, so this is just a red community that we've got down here that is just going to be on notice for if any of these guys start to really struggle. Still not a lot to like about what's happening with light blue. Another motorway will be handy. I've got one light blue house down here. But I mean, immediately we lose our light blue house privileges because these guys now have to go help out up here. And these guys here... because I won't be able to redo that bridge. Let's do that, I suppose. Okay, so we've got these two guys up here that might be able to help with part of this. We do have a motorway too. Let's do that. And then that. Although I would kind of like to connect them. Alright, cool. 30 road tiles will do it. So if we just swing this up here, we'll just make the roundabout way of connecting that till that motorway goes away. Got a lot of light blue houses down here. Now, part of this as well was that the destinations get more people than they normally would, and you can certainly see how fast this guy is building requests. The extent that he is already struggling. So let's flip these guys around. Is there anything that can be done for him? I suppose the one thing that can be done for him is that, well, firstly we can shorten that, more efficient, and we can make that connection to try and get these guys to surge out and help out. Which again will make this a little bit more messy briefly. And the biggest problem that I have with stuff like that is you can see cars like this guy here, who is from the upper thing, but now he's gone to help out down here. Which is not helpful. Right away. Okay, so what we will do now is we will turn this guy around and this guy around. Join them in there. We might have to keep an eye out the amount of yellow guys that we've got over here and if we need to swing them into this roundabout. So we can make a connection like that, and then just have these guys join in. He's definitely recovered a lot more, so we'll get rid of that connection to see if he can stay in his happier mood. So what we could do, we get rid of this road here. Instead just make these guys a little connection like that. Yeah, I don't like a lot about that. Hang on. There we go. I suppose. I suppose we can straighten that out of the top. So what we can do is if we can get these guys here just connecting in there, we can potentially get rid of this and instead do that. So these guys are closer and hopefully can help out a bit better. Now potentially what we can do then as a sort of a backup is we can run this all the way around like that. So these guys are the backups to this one if these two aren't carrying the load. Made so much worse now by that going circular. These guys don't seem to be doing too much better either. Okay. So, next up, this yellow guy here. We will cut his route. We'll put him on a motorway 2, I guess. And then what we'll do is we'll swing you guys in on some of the worst layouts you've seen. Certainly a roundabout or something here would greatly help out there. Okay, so let's connect these 3 guys, run them up there. This red here's doing pretty poor. All of these guys aren't at home, so let's get these guys connected too. May as well use some of these traffic lights, I forgot them. Put in there. Strong argument for this guy to gain the motorway based on how far his guys are traveling. Let's have a few rogue reds out in the wild here. Okay. Well, both of these have gone circular. So what we could do, because we've only got the one motorway, is we can take this motorway. Now, do I have 2 roundabouts? I do. So that guy's operating on one. These 2 are operating on the other. Let's get rid of this one. Make that a set of lights. Just because these 2 guys haven't gone circular yet. So even though they're only operating on 4 houses, so the fact that they're surviving is a miracle of its own. But what we'll do is we'll get rid of... we'll leave that for now. We can move... Work out what to do with that. That can move up here. These guys can inherit that. 4 of them will look after him. So then what we'll do is we've got to wait now for that motorway to return to us. But we will get these guys to all come together. Some of the worst design you've seen. There's only 3 red houses too. Ugh. I'm not proud of this. So waiting for that motorway. There we go. Okay, so then we bounce highway 4 from there to there. Now what we might do is get these 2 red guys here. So he's gone circular as well. Get these guys to run over this way. This guy here is now not happy. More than fair. Okay, so the problem is that we can't really reclaim these 2 guys to go up here just yet because this guy's in such a bad way. So what we want to do is try and claim someone else to get over there. So the question is there any other yellow houses that we can in some way get all the way around that edge? While also addressing all the problems that we have with all of our other layouts. So these two guys here, swing them up there. Something with these guys. Or these guys. These guys are blocked in by this guy needing red help on either side, but even if he didn't, these guys are playing back up to him. So I don't think that, I was going to say, I don't think that this guy needs this backup anymore, but I can see that everyone from this housing set here currently isn't home looking after this guy. Now, they did only just get these two. I can't run, say, these guys all the way around the back, and I could. What we could do is this weird little layout where they run straight into there and then straight on and all the way around, which we would say we want to set lights there and set lights there. Now I don't like that idea, but more the fact is that you can see that 6 guys have already left. Everyone has left home to go and try and help out. So it's needed. We can turn that guy around too. And that guy. Now this is a mess as well. They're just not moving in and out of that anywhere near efficiently enough. Sorry, and we need to address this guy here. So these guys here don't really need to help with him anymore because this guy's got it covered. But they're also now trapped in that they can't get around and back to this guy. So what we'll have to do is move this up there. Get rid of all of that. I guess get rid of that for the most part, or we run that just onto that road. And these 3 guys all connect to it. What are these 2 red guys connecting to? Guess we can get him to connect down. We'll get him to connect up. We'll... I don't like that guy having a sort of lean into it because he's going to cause his own headaches. So let's... Can't really leave it with 2 guys either. Gonna have to get him connected somehow. This is bad. Okay, how can we... Yeah, we can't even start to address it. It's just gonna sink, really. What should we have done? Possibly just have these guys connecting in over here, maybe? Say, run that to there? We don't have a set of lights to think. Do we have a... Can we squeeze in a thingy there? Let's flick that to the underside so that we don't have to redo that road. Let's do... Nah, too late. Alright, 2000. That's alright. Exit to menu. Let's see how we did. 729th. Not too bad. Definitely could have addressed that issue down the bottom there. That's certainly a good argument for what why you might need to have more coming in from the one side. Whether it would have fixed the problem or not, who knows. But until next time, catch you later. See ya.